Ayan stared. The room was empty. It felt wrong. Empty. Where was Zayan? His roommate, his friend? Ayan checked his phone. No messages. He went next door. Knocked. No answer. Strange. Zayan was always around. He asked their other friends. Everyone gave him a strange look. Zayan, they would ask. Who's Zayan? Panic started to rise in Ayan's chest. Nobody remembered Zayan, but Ayan did. He had to find him. A wave of memories washed over Ayan. He saw Zayan laughing in their dorm room, playing video games until late, studying together for exams. He remembered Zayan's love for spicy noodles, his terrible singing in the shower, the way he would always steal Ayan's charger. They were more than just roommates, they were best friends. How could everyone forget him? Ayan replayed the last few days in his mind. Had he seen Zayan? Yes, they had breakfast together yesterday. Or was it 2 days ago? He remembered Zayan mentioning a party, said he might go. But that was all. After that, Zayan was gone. Vanished. The weight of Zayan's absence felt heavy, like a dark cloud had descended over Ayan's world. Ayan searched their room frantically. Zayan's things were gone. Clothes, books, even his toothbrush. He checked Zayan's social media. Gone. No trace of him. It was as if he never existed. Ayan felt a chill run down his spine. This wasn't right. Something was terribly wrong. So, Ayan remembered Zayan mentioning a box. It was just a passing comment at the time, something Zayan had said almost absent-mindedly. But now, in the silence of his apartment, it echoed in Ayan's mind. He couldn't shake the feeling that this box might hold the key to everything that had happened. The room felt colder as he replayed their last conversation, searching for any clue he might have missed. A box with important things. Not just any box, but something Zayan had guarded closely, almost as if it contained pieces of his soul. Ayan's curiosity grew with every second, and he wondered what secrets could be hidden inside. Was it just old letters and photographs, or something far more significant? The weight of the unknown pressed on him, urging him to search. He found it, hidden under Zayan's bed. The box was covered in a thin layer of dust, as if it hadn't been touched in months. Ayan hesitated for a moment, his hand trembling slightly before he finally pulled it out. The air felt heavy, thick with anticipation and a hint of fear. He could almost hear his own heartbeat echoing in the quiet room. Inside, there was a blurry photo. The image was faded, the faces almost unrecognizable, but Ayan could make out Zayan standing with 2 other people. Their expressions were tense, almost haunted. Who were they? Why did Zayan keep this photo hidden away? The questions multiplied, each one more urgent than the last. A journal with these cryptic notes. The handwriting was hurried, the words scattered across the pages like desperate thoughts. Some entries were just fragments, dates, names, places, while others hinted at something darker, something Ayan couldn't quite grasp. He flipped through the pages, feeling the weight of Zayan's secrets pressing down on him. And then, a handwritten note that honestly sent chills down Ayan's spine. "They're erasing us. Don't trust anyone." Ayan's heart pounded. The words were scrawled in a rush, the ink smudged as if written in fear. Who was erasing them? And why? The warning felt personal, immediate, as if Zayan had written it for Ayan alone. Suddenly the room seemed to close in around him, every shadow a potential threat. He had to find answers. The mystery was no longer just about Zayan. It was about survival, about uncovering the truth before it was too late. Ayan gathered the contents of the box, determined to piece together the puzzle. Each clue felt like a lifeline, a chance to understand what had really happened. He had to find Zayan. No matter what it took, Ayan knew he couldn't give up. The city outside felt vast and unforgiving, but somewhere in the darkness, answers waited. And Ayan was ready to face whatever secrets the night might hold. Days turned into weeks. Ayan just couldn't let go. He had to know what happened to Zayan. He printed out missing person flyers. He asked everyone. Then, one day, a girl approached him. Farah. She had seen his flyers. She knew about Zayan, knew about the experiment. Project Null, she whispered, her eyes filled with fear. They erase people from existence, from memories. Ayan's own memories started to fade, slipping away like mist at dawn. The details of Zayan's face, once so vivid and familiar, now blurred at the edges, as if time itself was erasing him from Ayan's mind. Each day, the features he once knew by heart, Zayan's smile, the way his eyes crinkled when he laughed, became harder to recall, replaced by a growing sense of emptiness and confusion. Even Zayan's voice, which used to echo in Ayan's thoughts, now sounded distant, like a faint whisper carried away by the wind. The words they once shared, the laughter and secrets, faded into a hollow silence, leaving only a distant echo that haunted the empty spaces of his mind. Desperate to hold on, Ayan clung to the few tangible pieces of the past he had left, a faded photograph, a worn journal, a crumpled note. He pored over them, searching for fragments of memory, scribbling down every detail he could recall before it vanished forever. The act of writing became his lifeline, a way to anchor himself to reality as the world he knew slipped further away. Every night, he forced himself to remember Zayan's favorite song, the code words they used, the secrets of Project Null. He mapped out connections on his wall, piecing together fragments, determined to resist the darkness that threatened to consume his mind. He knew he had to fight, to battle the erasure, to keep Zayan alive in his memory. But the struggle was relentless. Some days, Ayan felt himself slipping away as if he were dissolving into a void where nothing remained but shadows and forgotten names. The fear of losing himself and Zayan gnawed at him, threatening to pull him under. Yet, in the darkest moments, Ayan found a spark of determination. He stared at his own reflection, fists clenched, vowing not to surrender to oblivion. He couldn't let the memories fade, not when so much was at stake. He had to save Zayan. He had to save himself. No matter how deep the void, Ayan would fight to remember, to hold on to the truth, and to bring Zayan back from the edge of forgetting. Farah helped him. She had hacked into a system, found a location, a secret archive where Project Null was conducted. They snuck in, their hearts pounding, rows upon rows of files, names, faces, people erased. Zayan's file was there. A wave of nausea hit Ayan. It was real. Project Null was real. They were erasing people, and Zayan was one of them. There had to be a way to reverse it, to bring Zayan back. Farah found a program, a restoration program. It was risky, but it was their only hope. They initiated the program, the computer screen flickering erratically. Alarms blared. They had to get out, now. Ayan's heart raced. Had it worked? Did they bring Zayan back, or was it too late? They made it out, just as security swarmed the archive, alarms blaring and footsteps echoing through the cold concrete halls. Ayan pressed himself against the wall, heart pounding, every muscle tensed as he waited in the shadows. He hoped desperately that Zayan would appear, that they would both escape together. But the seconds dragged on, each one heavier than the last. The corridor felt endless, the silence between alarms deafening. Ayan's mind raced with possibilities. Had Zayan been caught, or had he slipped away unseen? The uncertainty gnawed at him, twisting hope and fear together until he could barely breathe. But there was no sign of Zayan. The hallway remained empty, shadows stretching across the floor, mocking Ayan's hope. He searched every corner, called out softly, but only his own voice answered back, swallowed by the emptiness. The building, once alive with danger, now felt hollow and cold, as if it had never held anyone at all. Overcome by despair, Ayan broke down. Tears streamed down his face, hot and relentless, as the weight of loss crashed over him. He sank to the floor, unable to hold back the sobs racking his body. The pain was raw, a wound reopened, and for a moment, he felt utterly alone in the world. Zayan was gone, erased from every trace of the night, as if he had never existed. The room felt emptier than ever, haunted by memories that now seemed like dreams. Even the photograph on the nightstand looked faded, the edges curling as if time itself was trying to forget. Ayan felt the ache of absence, a void where Zayan's presence had once been. Then, in the midst of his grief, Farah stepped forward. Her eyes were heavy with secrets, her voice trembling as she revealed the truth she had carried for so long. The words hung in the air, fragile and dangerous, threatening to unravel everything Ayan thought he knew. The truth shattered Ayan's world. It was as if the ground beneath him had given way, leaving him suspended in disbelief. Every memory, every moment with Zayan suddenly felt uncertain, as if reality itself was slipping through his fingers. Project Null was real, the files and evidence undeniable, but the project had never targeted Zayan. The truth was more unsettling. Zayan had never existed at all. The files contained no mention of him, no record, no trace. It was as if he had been conjured from thin air, a ghost haunting only Ayan's memories. Zayan was a creation of Ayan's mind, a figment born from longing and pain, a companion conjured to fill the emptiness left by loss. The realization hit Ayan with the force of a storm, leaving him reeling, questioning every memory, every conversation, every shared secret. Zayan was more than an imaginary friend. He was a coping mechanism, a shield Ayan's mind had built to protect him from a trauma too painful to face. The psychologist's words echoed in his mind, urging him to confront the past he had tried so hard to forget. The memories were fragmented, but the pain was real. The trauma Ayan had buried deep within himself had finally surfaced, demanding to be seen. In the darkness, he faced the truth. Zayan was never real, but the pain and the healing were his alone to carry. Ayan was left questioning everything. His memories, his sanity, his reality. Had he been living a lie? He looked at the photo in his hand, the journal, the note. Were they even real? Or were they just figments of his imagination? One question haunted him. If our memories can be so easily manipulated, can we ever truly trust what we believe